Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Marcus from Finland. I just wanted to say it's great to be here. I remember moving to Canada almost 4 years ago, and I had no idea what to do with my life. Absolutely no clue whatsoever. And I came to TechTO, and I saw that there was a bunch of brilliant people on the stage who had created great companies, innovative products, hired a great team of people, raised millions, and now they're on stage telling other people what to do. And I thought, that could be a career for me. And that's exactly what I then did. But yeah, so I'm the co-founder and CEO of Hostaway, a travel tech company. Let's see. So I'm from Finland originally. Who here, by showing of hand, has been in Finland? Whoa, that's impressive. So I'm going to talk today about how we all can make the Toronto tech startup ecosystem better. And I brought a couple of examples from Finnish successes and why Finland is a good example at all. We have, of course, tech geeks out there. You might have heard the terms Linux or MySQL. That's Finnish. Maybe you ever sent a text message or played Angry Birds or used a Nokia mobile phone if you're old. Well, anyway, we have a strong scene that's about 30 years old in Helsinki, and I do have a confession to make. I didn't start my company here in Toronto because the ecosystem that I saw here wasn't strong enough. And I have to say, I want to give this entire room an applause because it's grown massively in the last 4 years. So let me show you what I decided to build. First of all, I decided how to party. So one of the objectives was to take everyone to a warm place. Like I said, I've lived in all the cold places. And here's where we went to Barcelona this autumn. We're an enterprise solution for vacation rentals. We're one of the fastest growing in the industry. And we have 30 employees in 5 different locations, and one of our main locations is Toronto. But I started the company in Helsinki, and the reasons were whenever I spoke to people around here in Toronto and told them I'm going to start a really big company, $1 billion company, they said, wow, good for you. But when I talked to people in Finland, they all had an entirely different background. They all knew what tech startups were. They knew that Supercell, Clash of Clans, sold out just half their company for $4 billion. So they knew exactly what it meant. And the first question was, okay, how much is it going to be worth? And that's an entirely different mentality. So the first lesson I have to give is really aim high. That's something that I wish people would have told me, and I admit I made that mistake. I didn't aim high enough. But if you know someone out there who's starting a company and their dream is to make 10 million or 50 million or 100 million, don't let them stop there. Encourage them to make sure that it grows bigger than that. Because if you're aiming at 10 million and you make 10 million, you're probably not going to have enough money to invest in other tech startups in Toronto. And that comes to the second point. Make sure you have access to funding. This is what really creates an ecosystem, and that's why Silicon Valley is so incredibly strong, because you got thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people who have made millions from startups. Now, if you have one person who's going to sell a company for 10 million, there won't be enough money to go around to the other companies. So, and the sad truth is you can't really build a $1 billion company by bootstrapping. If you're building a money-making machine, that means that you put in 1 million, you get out 10 million on the other side. But if all you have is a couple of thousand, it's not really worth it. That's when you need the investors. And here's the sad truth. Once you have your great product and you're growing and getting traction, I still don't know what traction means, but it's apparently very important. You can't just go out and ask people for money. You need to do that before, because you need to build all the connections. You need to have everyone out there knowing that you're nobody yet, but you're going to be somebody soon, because they have that money. But if you don't tell them 2 years in advance that you're going to do something amazing, then they won't remember you. And that's my third piece of advice. use the ecosystem we have, offer and accept help to people, join the incubators, the accelerators. Special reach out to DMC, we just graduated this year. It was a fantastic experience. But yeah, that's what I have. Any questions? Oh, sorry, I forgot to say one thing. We are hiring like crazy.
Which positions? Which positions are you hiring for? It's me, Alex, right here.
Sales, support, backend developers, UX, product, pretty much everything you can think of. Even if we don't have a job spot open, it's worth it to send an open application because I'm pretty sure we'll have that job spot in a couple of months anyway.
Questions?
What cultural differences do you see outside of what you talked about between Toronto and Finland that may be holding back the Toronto startup scene?
I think a lot of people here want to be realistic. They don't dare to dream enough. They don't dare to jump out into the unknown. But on the other hand, in Finland, they don't say that they're going to do that either. They just do it. But here, people say they dream about doing it, but they never end up doing it. So it's a bit it's a bit complex.
How did you get mentored for your dream? Because you just got the dream that, okay, you need this Hostaway, but how did you get mentored? And who was your mentor for this idea?
Very good question. I can recommend to everyone who wants to build a successful company to get a mentor. I did not, so now I have to see a psychiatrist. It's called a CEO mentor, I think. I have my first session next week, but it's going to be great.